Now, hopefully this doesn't desync like the last one.
Hey, don't blame me for that. I blame my renderer.
Blame Audacity for freezing sometimes.
Yeah. And Skype,
Thank you, Audacity.
And Skype being a bitch.
Yeah. The bitchiest of bitches.
So welcome to Titlecard, episode 3. 2 weeks late.
Yay.
2 weeks late because Justin got sick.
Yay, and Replay didn't give a shit to do it solo.
Replay didn't give a shit about Justin getting sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, games we've been playing. Since you started last week, I'll start this week.
Starting off on the right foot. Alright, here we go.
Left foot, actually. Anyway. I played Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil is like one of those cult... Well, does it have a cult following? Because I'm not even sure.
Well, it has a cult following enough for that one asshole at E3 to keep going, oh man, they revealed so many good games, but not Beyond Good and Evil 2. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Like, fuck off. They just announced fucking the greatest shit you could ever possibly think of from a video game. And you're like, okay, so they showed concept art of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Maybe it wasn't ready to be shown off at an E3.
Did they already show off concept art of it?
Yeah, they showed it off during a stream, I think.
Ooh, I can see that now.
Yeah, there should be concept art or some shit. Oh, I already had a Google Drive up. Shit. So I have two Google Drives.
Okay. Beyond Good and Evil. That game's good. It's pretty fun.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, okay, sorry. Holy shit. So I just got a like a buzz on my phone, and I got a message. So I checked what the message was, and it was a response. And it was just a response that said, "Tell your mom we said hi." And I check it what the context is, and it's like trying out the Jackbox Party Pack. And I click on who it is, and he's one of the fucking Jackbox games developers. Hi Ben Jacobs. You probably will never see this.
Okay, I'm looking at a concert right now, and just questions.
Yeah, I mean that tends to be the thing. Like, there's a lot of questions about the concept art of Shadow of the Colossus, but feeding the rumor mill, you know.
Yep. What did I do in Beyond Good and Evil? I did one of the boss fights where the boss like pretty much was Volvagia.
Okay.
Like, that's basically what it was. It was fire. It was not fire breathing. It was more like acid breathing as it was flying through the air, and then it would go through these holes on the ground, and you had to have your partner, which was like Paige, which is like a pig guy thing. That sounds like someone on with a hay sticking out of their mouth. Couldn't get my words out. And you had to get them to stop on the ground, and then you whacked them with your stick a couple of times, and then rinse and repeat. And I did that like 5 times. That's a long boss fight. Like, it just got tedious. It didn't really get challenging. I think I got hit a couple times because as the battle progressed, he was stunned for less time. So I had less time to react and hit him. So it probably would have ended shorter, but whatever. I got it over with. I got done with the Black Isles area, so that was good. I got to take pictures because pictures are fun in that game.
All right.
Played Alpha Sapphire. I actually beat the game already, which I should have done a long time ago, but just was procrastinating in that because I needed to get stuff from the Battle Resort after you beat the game. And then the Delta episode, I caught Rayquaza on a Pokeball. First try.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. No, I
The
caught
Delta
Kyogre
episode
in a
seems to be
Pokeball.
like one of those things. Oh yeah, right. So you caught 2 Pokemon in Pokeballs.
No, 3. I caught another legendary, but I haven't explained about that one yet.
Oh great, phenomenal, Jesus.
I don't even know. I have like.
And meanwhile, I'm standing here with my head up my ass and fucking Nuzlocke.
I actually have 7 legendaries I've caught. Like, let me look and see what.
7. Oh yeah, right.
Because
there's like 12 legendaries in Alpha Sapphire, right?
There's a
ORAS.
lot that you can get through like Mirage spots and stuff.
Yeah, you have there's like that one really obscure way to get Regigigas. That's like have Reg Ice with some specific move holding the snowball. It's like,
Have you seen the way to get the Reggies? That's like bass backwards.
you'd honestly think that they would have kept the Braille. Like, Braille isn't hard to translate. Now that the internet is a thing, you can just Google the
Braille
Braille
was in
alphabet.
Diamond.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the Sinnoh region, but I think it's just because it wasn't. Was it in Hoenn?
Yeah, it was. That was the only way for you to get the Reggies.
Okay.
And also, yeah, because I think there was a legendary where it must have been Reg of Rock or some shit, where you had to have a Salamence in the third slot or something of your team, and then you had to go check out the Braille, and it would be like, oh, the door opened or some shit. But yeah, Braille was in the original Hoenn.
There was a door that opened in one of those?
Yeah, let me look.
I thought that you had to have like Relicanth, Wailord, and then the TM Dig, and then the Sacred Chamber.
Yeah, that's it.
That's already like really weird.
Yeah.
I still haven't even done that yet because I don't even think I have a Relicanth or a evolved.
I did that actually because I had the strategy guide for Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
And in the back they had the entire Braille alphabet. So I just would be able to translate it so easily. Sealed chamber, go up here, dig here. In this cave we have lived, we owe all to the Pokemon, but we sealed the Pokemon away. We feared it, those with courage, those with hope, open a door, an eternal Pokemon awaits. First comes Relicanth, or Wailord if you're on Emerald. Last comes Wailord on Ruby and Sapphire, and Relicanth on Emerald.
I thought of another game.
Yeah. It actually is
I
apparently
played a
still
lot of,
there.
I played a lot of fucking games when I was sick. God damn.
It's apparently also still in Ruby and Sapphire. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It just is more specific.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know.
Open the door for beyond it, the eternal Pokemon awaits. It's also in Island Cave, Desert Ruins, Ancient Tomb, Mount Ember. It's a dotted hole. Jesus Christ, how many fucking places were there with the goddamn Braille? Yeah, apparently it's only there for Sealed Chamber and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, though.
Okay.
But the Sealed Chamber had in it... it held the legendary golems. I think you actually had... Yeah. Yeah, in order for you to... I think this was in order for you to unlock the legendary... Oh yeah, you had to go in here in order to get the 3 golems. And then you had to go to the 3 areas.
Okay.
To go get the Reggies.
Well, that's something
Right.
I'll have to do after this cast. As well,
Right.
as well as touch on my next game more. That sounded so wrong. Azure Striker Gunvolt. I bought this game
Yes.
today.
Ah, yes. I've heard about this. I have Mighty Gunvolt.
It's supposed to be very Mega Man X-ish.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Well, not X, 0, I thought.
Whatever. It's supposed to be one like those games.
This was actually a concept from during the Inti Creates development of Mighty Number 9, and Kaiji Inafune basically mentored this project as well, which is why the Mighty Gunvolt thing was a crossover. So kudos to Kaiji Inafune for still being able to create a highly anticipated product while creating a product that will get people hyped for his inevitable, much more popular product.
Also, there's apparently a girl named Quill.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Another game I played that I bought today, Fantasy Life.
I've heard so many fantastic things about this game.
My sister owned it, and she told me it was really good, so when I got paid this week, I caved and bought it. And I started as a hunter in one of my files.
Please tell me you eventually evolve into... I really want you to just quit being a hunter and eventually just become a fucking, like a fisherman or some shit, like a woodsman.
You can change your classes at any time.
Yeah, I know that. It's just like, I'd love for your story in Fantasy Life to be like, one day I joined this town and I became the hunter for them. And then I realized that I suck at that job and became a cook. Like, that kind of shit. I would love that kind of story. And it's possible.
Well, no. become an archer and then become like a wizard. Just complete switch on
Just
classes.
complete 180. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, like living off the resources to using resources to burn other resources to the fucking ground. Yes.
I became a priest, but then I realized that was too boring, so I just started slaughtering things as a
So
hunter.
I became a priest, but realized that I liked death, so I became a necromancer.
Oh my god. Is necromancy a possible thing?
I don't know. I haven't played much of the game.
Mm.
I only did a little bit tutorial stuff with combat, and then I stopped playing so I could do the cast.
Mm.
And now
I'm sorry.
And now I'm actually playing Gunvolt now.
Oh, good.
So
Be careful. Gunvolt bites back if it's anything like the Mega Man games.
ugh, yeah. I could barely pass the first level on X.
It took me ages to beat X, but it's probably because I didn't go back to levels and explore shit.
Yeah.
So I went to the final boss fight with only like one sub-tank, which is a fucking horrible idea. Nobody ever do that.
Yeah.
Nobody do that. Just never think about doing that in your possible life ever, because fighting Sigma with a goddamn single sub-tank is the worst possible thing you could do. Because at that point you're supposed to have like all four of the sub-tanks.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have like really high health, but I had basically 2 health upgrades, and a sub-tank. And that's all I had going into that fight.
Jesus.
I got fucking destroyed. But the Wii U has save points, so I cheated. But I didn't cheat to get past everything. I just save stated at like the second phase of the fight. So anytime I died, I was just like, okay, well, shit, okay, move on. I did that shit with Punch Out as well, when I was dealing with Macho Man.
Cheater.
Yeah, because the thing is, I have to do that shit with Mr. Dream as well, because every single punch, if you get hit once in the first 30 seconds of that match, you're down instantly. It's a one-hit knockout.
Yeah.
So I have to save state that shit.
Fair enough. I can't really blame you for that.
Yeah. I only save state in games when it's like, okay, I'm just gonna save state because I'm done playing for now and I don't want to find a save point.
Yeah,
But
I save state for games like Mega Man.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on to Project Cross Zone. This is like Capcom meets just a bunch of other companies in a game.
Capcom, Sega? Is Sega? No.
I don't have the box on me. I would tell you.
Hold on, I'll find out.
But
It's just a huge crossover of like three different company worlds
yeah,
into this
yeah, it has like
time turn-based fucking fighting game.
yeah, it has
Namco Bandai, Capcom, and Sega.
okay. So it has a Dark Star.
Oh, I did. That's why I knew Sega was in it. Fucking ooh la la from goddamn Space Channel.
Yeah, Space
Got
Channel.
it.
Space Channel characters are in it.
Mega Man X.
Mega Man X is in it. Zero's in it.
Is that Jill?
Jill.
Jill Valentine?
Yeah, Jill and Chris are in it. You play as them in the second level on the boat. A couple characters from Darkstalkers are in it.
Right.
Frank West is in it.
Capcom? Yes.
Yes.
I see some Street Fighter character.
Yeah,
I see Ryu.
Chun-Li's in it. Ryu.
Ryu. Yeah. I'm not gonna laugh at that. I'm sorry. There are apparently 6 original characters, but past that.
Yeah, past that, nothing. And they're apparently supposed to be a part of the
Zero.
story. All I know is that all the
Senko.
characters are being sucked into some fountain.
Right.
That's all I know.
There's a lot of Sakura Wars characters.
Yeah, it's just like one of those. It's like one of those fan-made games.
It's the ultimate fan service.
Yeah, it's a strategy beat 'em up.
Oh, there's a Tales of Vesperia character in there.
Wait, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
about that.
Fucking Flynn Sifo.
Huh.
Just Flynn. And there's also Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh,
A Valkyria Chronicles character.
Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah, Lady.
Dante's in it.
Zombie Revenge. Isn't that one Dreamcast beat 'em up zombie game?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Who remembers Zombie Revenge?
Anyway, while you're looking more at that, I played Worms Reloaded. I just uh had like a fake.
Oh yes, God Eater, the Monster Hunter clone.
I had a fake game going. Worms Reloaded while I just played Alpha Sapphire in the background. Uh,
Mm.
played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, just trying to upgrade my dual blades because dual blades are like the best weapons in that game.
Well,
For
I
me,
mean, it really depends on your
for
play
me,
style. Yeah, yeah,
me, because they're more intuitive.
yeah. I actually I play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate a lot. Like I haven't played it in a few months, but that's because I've been busy with a bunch of other games.
Destiny.
Yeah, but Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate I have like 200 hours in,
Hmm.
and I play with a longsword and a bow and a charge axe. I think that's what it's called. No, it's called the switch axe in this one. The charge axe is the new weapon type that they're introducing along with the insect glaive.
Hmm.
But I like dual blades, but not as much as the longsword. It has the reach, it has the badass looking swings, and
I just don't like that most weapons like hamper you down and decrease your speed. I don't like that.
that's the thing with the game is that you sacrifice speed and agility over damage and like pierce, because like dual blades don't have as much pierce as say like a great sword or anything. But at the same time, if you really want to just deal heavy damage to a lot of things, you usually have to break things and slice off and like deal heavy damage to pieces. So you have to like have you either have to be like really persistent and really easy. Like basically, dual blades are a really good way for you to understand enemy patterns, and then you come back to it later, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna try this with the fucking switch axe. And if you suck at the switch axe, then you still get another go with it, but you still know the patterns of the enemies.
Yeah.
The entire game is just a process of learning patterns and just learning about what the best possible way to deal with the monsters are. And I appreciate Monster Hunter for what it's become because I've played Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the iPhone, and Freedom Unite has the shittiest hitboxes in the series.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you've experienced the horror that is the Plesioth yet.
Nope.
But the Plesioth is just this giant fish bird
Gotta be a fish
thing.
bird.
It's like a flying fish bird, and you will understand why a lot of people hate it because it does something called a that a lot of people call the hip check. I call it a hip check, and in Freedom Unite, the hip check hitboxes for the Plesioth were the shittiest thing. Like you could be hit from like 3 step backs away from it, and you would be hit. But the hitboxes in 3 Ultimate are fantastic. Not great. Not I shouldn't say fantastic. They're enjoyable
Hmm.
because they actually are proper. But I hear in 4 Ultimate they're going to be better. And I'm trying to get as many people into 4 Ultimate as possible before it comes out in 3 months.
Yeah, as long as you don't shove them down our throats.
I didn't shove Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate down
Yes,
your
you did.
throats. Okay, I kind of did.
Yeah. There you go. And
I
then
kind of did because it was like it's mostly the fact that I was literally one of the 3 people I knew that played that game and loved it, and I was like, okay, I need more people that can play this. But the thing is like everybody asked to play it tried the demo, and the demo's a piece of shit because it's like literally 2 fights, and you start out with like like medium scale weapons for low rank, and you barely get any of the enjoyment of like what Monster Hunter actually is, which is exploring areas and finding the resources you need. It's basically like a simulation game kinda,
Mhm.
where if you need resources, you need to go out there and get them yourself. And your reward is just being generally better, and you get better over time. It's just a fun time. So I always kind of like force it down people's throats in a way that it's like you would enjoy this game if you don't mind the insane grinding and the incredible difficulty wall that comes with Monster Hunter, because it's just a really well built game.
yeah,
So
I can see that. It's just it takes time for me, and I've got school and all
yeah,
that. So
I would recommend any starter if you're starting out. I would recommend something like the Sword and Shield. It has a shield, but if you're looking for just stuff that does good piercing damage, I would recommend trying out the lance, because that has a shield. And if you press the special button, like I think it started for me, but I replaced kick with that. But anyways, you do a dash, where it's like you just lunge forward, shields up, and you just run at whatever you want, and it just deals damage as you run. It's great.
Yeah,
So
I have the dual
it's
blades because I can't be hampered down.
yeah. It's a game about experimentation. You just got to try everything and see what you like, and if you only like one specific weapon type, then so be it.
Yep.
I didn't think I liked bows so much, but I played the bow with in the LP, and the bow is probably one of the most versatile weapons I've used in the game.
Fair enough.
So I don't know, it's pretty fun. I would give bow a shot, except not on the 3DS
Uh,
because aiming with the bow is a bit of a issue.
Give Bo a shot. Anyway, Kid Icarus Uprising. I played them once.
Was that 3 minutes of discussion on my end? Shit, I'm
That
sorry.
was your fault. Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't
Kid
gonna.
Icarus Uprising.
I wasn't gonna talk
Move
much
on.
about it anyway. Kid Icarus Uprising. I played the multiplayer in that. That's a pretty fun game. Just finishing out my 3DS games, I guess. I played Pokemon trading card game. Got a demo code for that no one's gonna use anymore. So it's there in the ether of Nintendo, but no one's
Yeah,
gonna use
trading
it.
card. The Pokemon TCG game is, well, double entendre. The Pokemon TCG video game version is hilariously over exaggerated. Like they treat it like an actual Pokemon game with cards,
Yeah,
and that's why I love it so much.
yeah. It's good. I mean, it uses the basic, the original 150 and like the basic set of cards, but you can still formulate strategies. It's still a card, it's still a card
Yeah.
dealer. You just have like
Well, yeah.
minimal choices because of
The
the
thing,
basic
'cause-
set.
yeah, because the thing is that the only Pokemon trading card game was the GBA version, which was Gen 1. They've never made another Pokemon TCG game, I think.
Until the online,
Except
until the
for that.
online version.
Yeah,
And the online version's really good because you can just go out and buy any pack you want and just formulate a deck off that.
yeah.
The only problem is that's more of a pay to win because you have more options when you buy than when you just play it off hand.
Right.
And speaking of card games, played Hearthstone as well. Hearthstone's pretty good. I had to get a new account though because my other one, my password wasn't working for some reason. So I was just like, "Fuck it, I want to play Hearthstone." So I'm in.
Oh no, there was another Pokemon trading card game. It was on the PC and it was called Pokemon Play It.
Oh God. Something tells me that was a bad game.
I don't know. Who cares? Anyways.
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. There was actually a MOBA based on the Legacy of Kain series. It was called Nosgoth.
Oh yes.
As based on the world Nosgoth in the Legacy of Kain like books and series.
Legacy of Kain, based on the Legacy of Kain Nosgoth games. The Nosgoth games are based on the Legacy of. God damn it! Paradoxes.
Sorry, my bad. This is the podcast of apologies.
Podcast of paradoxes and apologies. Jesus.
Legacy of Kain, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's based on the character Kain. He is like this emperor with like power and emperor with power. Wow.
It's an RPG, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't really know. It's an adventure game. I know that much.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's a dungeon crawler adventure game, so it could be an RPG. I just haven't reached any RPG elements at the point where I'm at.
I need to get Legend of Grimrock 2. Thank you for reminding me about that.
I didn't mean to, but okay.
Because I've been wanting to play Legend of Grimrock 2 for a while now, because I've heard it's like thousands of times better than the original.
And the original was good, so that's good
Yeah,
to hear.
but like you're always stuck in a dungeon and everything, but apparently the second one you actually have a lot of outdoor environments and such, so it actually feels like a dungeon crawler.
I hope you have an open world in that. That'd be a great time.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably doesn't, but still.
In the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, you play as this character who was committed for treason and basically sent to die in like this whirling pool of acid, but he was revived. But like most of his body's gone. You can see that he's been through acid. His cape is now his scarf around his mouth to reveal that he doesn't have a mouth anymore. He just has like the upper part of his skull. His bones, and like charred flesh. He looks really gruesome. But
Medieval.
But he's not evil. Like, he was just committed for treason in Kane's empire, so Kane killed him.
No, I said medieval.
Medieval, yes.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
then the character that revived him wanted Kane dead. So you play as the character that has to like go through and avenge your death. And it's fun. You just haven't played much of it.
I don't know. There's a Let's Player that I've actually been watching a while. Kikoskia.
I haven't seen them. I saw
he does a lot of RPG stuff like that. Like he did the Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition a while back, but the reason why I subscribed to him was because he did a game called I can't remember, Anvil of Iron or something. It was this apocalyptic dungeon crawler in light of like it was basically a dungeon master like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of that moment where I fell in love with those kinds of games because they're so primitive in design, but so unique in creativity. So I do appreciate the fact that games are like that still. Like, there are games still coming out like that. But Soul Reaver is a third person, top down. What is it?
It's a third person.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like behind the back.
Oh, okay, well.
But the camera's not really too good.
Well, most third person games don't seem to get the camera right unless it's over the shoulder.
Yeah, I want to complain about that in Fantasy Life. I'm going back to Fantasy Life. I don't even care about what you think. The camera in Fantasy Life, I don't like it. You can't do combat in it because it's just top-down fixed.
Oh boy.
I don't like it with a hunter. It may be better with a sword person, but for right now...
So fixed as in it doesn't follow you. It does screen for screen.
No, it's just... Yeah, it's fixed. It follows you. Like, it's fixed on your character, but you can't see what you're shooting at if you're a hunter, and you gotta be ranged. So...
Right.
That's just something to complain about. I haven't seen it like get better because I just started, and the only enemies I had were bees. So
Bees.
Yes, bees.
Yeah.
Because
I couldn't do it louder. For some reason, my throat wasn't allowing it.
Yeah, my throat's been fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, mine hasn't been. Thank you.
If you can't hear me coughing at all.
Yeah.
Last game I played
You
was...
can hear me coughing.
Last game I played was 100% orange juice. Card game. I should have actually transitioned this from Hearthstone.
Cardboard game RPG. Fucking RNG Jesus.
And you play with ducks.
Yes. And the ducks can kill you and take half of your stars.
Yeah, the ducks are dicks.
And then once you kill the duck, you get all your stars back. It's basically like Fortune Street on crack, really.
Yeah, it really is.
Where it's basically you get fucked over by an enemy in the middle of the board, and then it's like your friend kills the enemy, and it's like, oh shit, now they win, even though they were last like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's really how it can go. I haven't done much in that game. Wow, I've said that about all the games I've played. I haven't done much.
All of the games you've played except for like Alpha Sapphire and Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Azure Striker Gunvolt. I said I just started playing it in the
and
cast.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil, yeah.
And Worms Reloaded doesn't really count as a game you've played because you just said you bought it or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought it today.
Yeah.
Like, it's on my 3DS now, but I have my 3DS closed. So
Games we bought this week. Well, shit.
Shit, I shelled out like $50.
A lot of the games I have, I've either owned or bought or got for free from PS Plus. Shit.
Yeah, 100% orange juice. I haven't done much. You can also like build your decks in it, but I haven't played much, so my deck's kind of shit right now.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. Moving on to you.
Oh boy, I get to talk, even though I've been talking this entire time.
Woo!
I'm hyper as fuck.
Woo!
Okay, so the first game I
I
played
blame your
was
Civ game.
Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare.
I heard
So Quill,
what?
do you know about Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare?
I know you play as plants and zombies. I don't know what else.
It is a third-person shooter.
Right? Made by
It's
made by EA.
it's actually primarily developed by by PopCap.
Oh.
So the same people who did Plants vs Zombies and Peggle.
Yeah, Peggle.
It is basically the calmest fucking shooter I've ever played.
What?
Yeah, okay. So I really like this game. So you play as it's a team-based shooter. So you have two game modes. You have the multiplayer, which is, player versus player, giant teams of like 12 or 16, like 12 plant members versus like 12 zombies. And it's either like team deathmatch or domination kind of gameplay, where it's like they have to take over gardens, and then you have like 6 or 7 gardens over this entire giant map. It's pretty good, but I play Garden Ops the most, which is just 4-player protect your garden co-op, where you could play as a pea shooter, a chomper, a sunflower, or a cactus. And like the cactus are the snipers. They can plant down tall nut walls and potato mines to like defeat the enemies faster. And sunflowers can heal and shoot this giant sunbeam of death. Pea shooters can run around really quickly and jump really high with their abilities, and can plant themselves in the ground and become a pea Gatling gun. And the chompers can like burrow underground and instant kill enemies, and they become vulnerable for a few seconds, and they can shoot goop at them to slow them down and make sure that they can't use abilities. It's really in depth for a shooter that I've seen, and it like Zoe, and I think I actually agree with Zoe that it's a bit better than TF2, because it's like there's not a lot of counterculture between what class can be better than what in specific circumstances, because all of them fare very well in a lot of circumstances. Like even the cactus, which is like a long range shooter, can do pretty well on its own in close range combat. And it's also extremely calming.
Isn't that really how like most FPS was supposed to go?
Yeah, but this is like a team based one where it's also class based, but even though you unlock, because the way that it works is that as you play, you get PVZ coins. PVZ coins, not PVC. Fuck. PVZ coins, and then you trade those in for booster
PVC.
packs. Yeah. You trade them in for booster packs that you can get for like character upgrades, weapon upgrades, and some of them give you sticker pieces. And the more sticker pieces you collect, eventually you get 5. And they unlock brand new characters for specific classes. So like you can get a plasma pea shooter, or like this Egyptian sun flower that that has a pulse fire shot instead of just the fully automatic shot. It just has a lot of depth. I can't say that word. It has a lot of detail to it.
Fair
And
enough.
it's actually really good. Like I was legitimately surprised at how fun it was.
Hmm.
And
I might check
it's
that out
available.
once
It's
I get a
I think it's out.
PS3.
I think it's yeah. It's on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I know it's coming to PC very soon. I'm pretty sure it is,
Okay, that's good to hear.
but it's very good. I'd give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's good to hear as well.
The other game I played was Injustice: Gods Among Us.
I've seen the story of this game, and it just sounds fucking amazing.
It is great. Okay, so Injustice, as some of you may or may not know, is the DC Comics crossover fighting game made by NetherRealm Studios, who also did Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X, which is coming out soon. And it is basically just a fun fighting game where you play as all of your favorite DC characters. I play as Green Arrow. A lot of people I play as Superman, because Superman is the most powerful character in the game.
Yeah, I remember when the game first came out. When the game came out, I remember a bunch of people complaining that Superman was
OP.
Well, no, that he was all on the Wi-Fi because everyone would play as him, get in the air, and just shoot lasers at you.
Yeah, he was pretty broken.
Yeah.
But I played this, and it's really good fun. I suck at it.
Yeah.
Like, The main reason I play it is just to see all the awesome supers, and they're so good too. Like the best thing about Injustice, as I can say, is probably the fact that it has just so many elements to it. Like you have stage attacks, and you can also, if you do a heavy attack at the end of a stage, you can launch people through it and go to another section of the level. It's got so much like interesting detail to it.
I feel like
The story,
I feel like some of
the
the
story mode has
characters.
a lot of quick time events, but
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah,
I feel like a lot of characters are kind of like underdogs. Like I haven't seen a lot of people play as like Shazam.
you okay? You said you saw the story, right?
Yeah.
Am,
Oh
am I
yeah.
allowed to spoil it?
Uh if you want a per spoil
Okay.
warning in
Yeah.
audio.
Wee.
Well, no,
No,
I'll just like over commentate over and just say when it ends.
yeah. I think Shazam dies at some point, doesn't he?
Yeah, he dies because Superman lasers him.
Because he like tries to defy Superman, and then the Flash defects because of it.
Yeah.
The entire story is so strange because it basically makes an interesting note of the paradox.
Yeah.
Like not only about the alternate universe idea, but also about the paradox idea. So it's really interesting to see something like that pull out. And also I've heard that the Injustice comics, like there's one that predates Injustice the game, and then there's one that comes after the Injustice game. There's actually like a game and comic crossover. And apparently the comics are really, really good.
Mhm.
So I really liked Injustice. I suck though, so don't challenge me to it. Um, Instead challenge me to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I'll kick your ass with a Matarasu.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really liked Injustice. It was fun. Now for the most controversial game in this pack.
Oh Lord, I'll
I played
get a pencil.
I played Destiny: The Dark Below, which is the first expansion. It costs $20. Keep that in mind, Quill. $20.
Well, it's for an expansion. Remember how much the Sims expansions were for each one?
Yeah, like 30, 40, $50.
Yeah.
There's some that were standalone, but we all know that's bullshit.
Mhm.
But Destiny: The Dark Below is fucking awesome. And I will tell you why. People who were trying to buy The Dark Below because they think it'll have a better story, don't. Destiny: The Dark Below just has filler story that kind of gets you ready for the raid, which is the big point of The Dark Below. I bought The Dark Below because I knew about the raid and I wanted to see what the story missions were about. And I was gently impressed by the story missions, but I was even more impressed by the raid.
Hmm.
So the raid is called Crota's End, and I want you to just visualize something right now. Imagine you're on the moon. Now imagine that there's this giant fucking craterous hole that goes miles down and covered by this green billowing fog, and imagine that's called the Hellmouth. And this is where all the hive and the son of the greatest god of the hive called Oryx lives and is awaiting to be awoken by a group of hunters that are trying to just raid this fortress that is hidden in the middle of this giant chasm. Now imagine at the very start of this raid, you build a bridge out of this just by standing on this panel, and then the very first thing you do before diving into this pitch black darkness is jump
Huh.
into this giant chasm. And it's literally 20 seconds of falling.
Jeez.
And then when you land, you nearly die, but you survive. And you just are covered in just absolute darkness. You cannot see a thing 10 feet in front of you. And you have to follow this trail of lanterns. And as you walk in this darkness, you get consumed by this thing called Weight of Darkness. And it makes you go slower, and it makes you not able to jump. And it's just so crazy the first 30 minutes. And then it keeps building up. It just gets insane and more hard. And it's just the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. And the reason why I say this is because when the expansion came out, I played this at 1:20 in the morning.
Mhm.
And a group of people I played it with it took 6 hours for us to get to the final section. We're still on that section
Jeez.
because the raid, for those of you who don't know, is set at level 30, which is the original level cap of the game. And they increased it to level 32 for the level cap.
Mm.
Now, I have horrible luck with random drops. So while I was getting Ascendant and Radiant materials, which allow me to upgrade my weapons and shit, everybody was getting raid gear and weapons. So the past 3 days have been me grinding equipment so that I can get to light level 30, while everybody else is getting to level 31. Now the problem about trying to do that shit at level 29 is that in the final section of the game, everything is level 32. So I was 3 levels below, and it took a full magazine of a 27-shot scout rifle that does explosive damage to kill something. So I was fucked. I was beyond fucked. But I still had a blast. Everything about that expansion is good. You don't even need to own the expansion to get all the upgrades, too. Like, a part of the expansion is that they released a bunch of better guns and new exotics and shit. And the guy who comes every weekend, called Zer, yeah, Zer or something. He gives this thing called upgrades, which you equip an exotic, and you go talk to him, and then for 7,000 glimmer and some change, along with an exotic shard and the weapon, you upgrade it to the new ascended exotic, which now increases the damage cap to like 331, which is higher than any weapon that could possibly do it pre-expansion. Mm-hmm. And then all the vendors also release stuff that has like has a light experience of 33 instead of like the cap being at 27, and exotics now that capped at 30 now start at 30 and cap at 36. So now it's possible to hit light level 32 if you have all gear that can be at like level 33 and 36. So all in all, I'm light level 30 now, but I'm still getting reamed by the enemies in the fucking raid. We tried today, actually. We tried for an hour, and we only knocked off 15% of the boss's health. After 3 full loops of hitting him with a sword, we only knocked down 15% of his health. And if you die, by the way, Crota, which is the son of Oryx, he spawns this thing called an Oversoul. Now, everybody, I want you to visualize at home. An Oversoul is a spirit bomb that's giant green, and if everybody doesn't shoot it and blow it up, everybody dies immediately. And you have to start over the fight from the beginning. Rinse, repeat. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
I
love this expansion.
If your boss was Jesus Christ.
Don't get me started on this, because you know what the next game on the list is after Ingress. I'm not gonna say that story.
You really should now. You brought it up.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
You just did.
Okay, so the next game is Ingress.
Keep going.
Ingress, for those of you who don't know, is a game
It's
by
a game?
Google. Yeah, it's something developed by Google, and it's a GPS tracking game where you walk around in your hometown, and the game is like, it talks about this strange war going on over controlling these XM things, and there's 2 factions. One of them is called the Enlightened, and their faction is indicated by green. And their ambition towards figuring out this mysterious material that's been showing up on this world is to figure out how to evolve human beings past their original potential. And the Resistance, which I'm on, and they're indicated by blue, they're trying to prevent the use of this to enslave like the human race and stuff like that.
I believe you have that wrong, man.
And
I believe you have that wrong, because I played the game and I was on blue, and blue was the Enlightened.
Was it Enlightened? I know for a fact I'm resistance. I think Enlighten's
Let
green.
let me double check because I played that a little bit and then remembered I'm in a small town, so there were gonna be like absolutely no landmarks near me. So I was like, I uninstalled
I
it.
think I think the Enlightened is green. Yeah, Enlighten's green.
Okay.
But it's this game is just great. Like so I've been kind of keeping a journal, personal journal. Uh so 3 days ago I went to go check out some a portal at a park that I'm at that I own
You own a park?
and people have been setting up shop there. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
because every so often these landmarks, these portals show up at
and
specific
then
landmarks.
you can own the
So
portals.
yeah, if you hack them and they don't have any resonators, you can own them if they're owned by a different, if they're owned by the opposite faction. So I own 2 points, in the middle of the city, and 3 days ago, as I was passing by, there was this area that used to be, owned by the Resistance, but it was now owned by some
Hmm.
enlightened. And I checked, and it's like this level 8 guy. So what do? I destroy his turret, get my scanner destroyed as a result, but I regain it after a little bit of walking, and I just move on. And 3 days later, today, I go to check out those points, and all of the points have been taken over by resistance. And I go to check out the points that I owned, and I'm still controlling it. We're still controlling it, but everybody that is has passed by has put their resonators in there. So instead of like level 1 and level 2 resonators, because I think the day before I checked and I got emails indicating that something was attacking my resonators. So I go to check, and there's like level 5 and level 8 resonators on them now, and they're not
Jesus
mine.
Christ.
But and they're other people's of the resistance. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is beyond what I thought it would be. This has a lot more detail than I thought it would. This is a social experiment,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can
I
see
had the
this.
game. It's just I live in a small area, so like the game has no use to me because the only landmarks are like a city away, and I'd rather not do that for every day.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was
For
on
some
I was
reason,
on
all
I
of my
was
landmarks are post
I was on
offices.
blue, so I kind of have to root against you.
Yeah. Well, you're rooting with me because I'm on
No,
blue.
you just said you were on green.
No, no, no. Green is enlightened. I'm resistance.
Okay. Okay.
You sounded angry at my answer. Jesus
You s-
Christ. Okay.
you said okay.
Okay, you're right. Fuck you.
You said at the start of your story you were green. Okay, so I got confused.
No, okay, fine, whatever. Either way, it's just interesting, and you should actually probably download the app again because there might be landmarks now. Because when I started playing, there were only 2 landmarks that I saw. There was the landmark for the dance barn.
Uh
Yes, we have a dance barn.
huh.
Don't ask. And across from that was the
Well,
Bohemia
it's Cottage
Park.
Grove, so I can't really.
But
Or well, it's Eugene, but
yeah, but I checked. I checked. Well, yeah, it's Cottage Grove, but I checked very recently, and there are 4 points now where the dance barn in Bohemia
uh-huh.
Park is, and then I go down the street towards the trail, and there's like 17 marks. There's like the Buster Keaton mural, the Sawmill mural, the Coca-Cola mural. Okay, there's a lot of murals in my my city, so don't ask.
asking.
But there's also like 4 points where my 2 points are now. There's like the cover, the this like the entrance sign. There's a lot to it now. There's like a lot more landmarks, and I wouldn't be surprised if the main street is actually a landmark as well. Because for those of you who don't know, Cottage Grove is actually where National Lampoon's Animal House had like the main like the big blockbuster scene that everybody is familiar with, the where the parade is going on, and then the I can't remember the name of the car, but it's like where all the frat boys come in to crash the parade. That was filmed on the main street in Cottage Grove, and so I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a landmark in itself. But Man, times have changed. National Lampoon sucks nowadays. God. All right, next game. So I downloaded the demo for the Jackbox Party Pack, which, for those of you who don't know, is developed by Jackbox Games, and they make You Don't Know Jack and Fibbage and Licewater, among other things. They're very popular for You Don't Know Jack. You Don't Know Jack has been around a very long time, like 20 years or something, but it's really caught its head in current years with the release of the You Don't Know Jack reboot on Xbox. But the Jackbox Party Pack. Okay, so Quill, you're gonna have your mind blown a bit when you hear this. The Jackbox Party Pack comes with You Don't Know Jack 2015 edition, which comes with 50 episodes. Fibbage XL, which is like the upgraded version of Fibbage with a bunch more questions and shit. Licewater, which is a game where you have to like you have to like find out if an answer is a lie or a fact is a lie, and if you don't think it's a lie, then you don't swat the life lie. It's weird. Whatever. You also have Word Spud, which is a game where you type in a word. You start off with a word, and then you type in a word that follows it that matches that word, and then the next person has to make a word off of the other word that you made, and it keeps building. So it's like, you know about the game Chain Reaction, right?
Yes.
The old GSN game, where it's like you have a starting chain and an ending chain. You have to figure out what words chain together. So it's like it's like it's like stock, and then it's like stock market, and it's like marketplace. You know, it keeps going down and down, and then you create a chain. It's like that. And then there's also the one called I think it's called Drawful, which is just Pictionary. And you get all 5 of these games for $25.
Mm-hmm.
So I might pick it up because my family and I have had a phenomenal time playing that game. You know the story.
You've just mentioned
I'm not going to say the story.
So
People can ask. People can ask me on
Whatever.
Twitter what the story is, and I will answer it. But I will not be held accountable for the offensive stature that story will have on you. I especially apologize to German people and Jewish people.
say the damn story. You just
I'm not gonna
referenced
say it.
and pretty much
I'm not gonna
said
say
what
it.
it's about. Say the damn story.
I'm not saying it. Moving on. I played Left 4 Dead 2 recently.
No, it's
Fine,
fine.
God
Go
damn
on.
it.
Go on.
Alright. I played Left 4 Dead 2 with Soren and Bit. And somebody named Adam. Never met them before. But we modded the shit out of Left 4 Dead 2. And one of the highlight mods was paintball. There was a paintball mod that just turned everything into paint. You know, bullet decals, blood, everything
turned into
into
paint?
paint. And yeah, like boomers exploded, and it would just be a giant pool of paint. You know, stuff like that. The only thing that didn't change much was the spitter, and that's a shame, but, you know, whatever. And, okay, so I had to list the several fucked up things about the mods that we've done. And you can find this on YouTube. You can link it, I guess. We had the tank replaced with Johnny Bravo. Fuck.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
imagine Johnny
imagining it
Bravo,
right now.
10 times more buff, with a tongue sticking
Oh.
out. That's the thing that we had to fucking kill. And also, the voice is all distorted in actual Johnny Bravo quotes. Anyways, it was terrifying. We also had a regular spitter, I think, a regular jockey, but we also had Talkaka from BlazBlue as the hunter. We had... Shit, what else did we have? I can bring up the list of mods, because I have it all down. I have it all downloaded still. Let me look in my subscriptions real quick. It shouldn't be too long. Hold on. Subscribe files. Here we go. We had... Okay. So, my character was when we were doing the Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns, I had Lewis replaced with Lee Everett from The Walking Dead, like the game. So it was So it was like the comic book style version, and Soren replaced his character with Big B Wolf from The Wolf Among Us. And of course, we had one character be Data Live Kurumi and Whiteheart from. Don't remember the game. But in short, we had Nick, who was Axel from Kingdom Hearts. Ellis was Rayman. Kat was Rochelle from Devil May Cry. Or Rochelle was Kat from Devil May Cry. And I was a Lucario.
You would be a Lucario.
And let me just explain to you this: the Lucario paste over was fucked. Like, it was huge, disproportionate, because Lucario are smaller than most human beings, and this thing was taller than everybody else. Okay, so I have the list up. We had Hysteria Alice from Alice Madness Returns as the witch. We had Thresh as the smoker. We had the Boomer replaced with Dr. Robotnik. We had the Charger replaced with Krieg from Borderlands 2. And by incapacitation sounds replaced with Sonic's drowning music. Among this, the tank music was also replaced with the boss battle music from Red Rescue Team. And, that's about it. All in all, it was just a clusterfuck. Good times. Good times. Moving on. F-Zero GX. I talked about this.
You sir.
In the last podcast.
You have a death wish.
Quill doesn't know this. But while I was practicing to get the recording and shit ready, so we didn't have to spend 5 hours playing F-Zero, I beat hard mode and very hard mode in their entireties. Then I went on to Staff Ghosts.
You told me about this.
The Staff Ghosts are fucking insane. They're so hard, you require custom machines to beat them. There's only like 1 or 2 tracks in the entire 25 set that you can probably do with a set machine, but you have to make specific machines in order to beat these things. They're so insane. And among this, after you beat story mode, you unlock the AX tracks. Or actually, after you complete the Grand Prix on the hardest difficulty on all 4 cups, you unlock the AX cup, which is arcade, which are like 5 arcade tracks. Because GX had a counterpart, F-Zero AX, which is the arcade version. And if you went to an AX machine with a memory card with the GX file on it, and you played a game on AX, you would get AX tracks and AX characters. But you can get AX tracks just by completing the game, but not all of them. You get a couple extras. Either way, the Staff Ghosts are fucking hard, like way harder than very hard mode. Like, it took me 3 hours to beat Chapter 7 on very hard story mode. It took me 6 to beat a single Staff Ghost.
So we're doing
They're not
Staff
fucking
Ghosts.
around. This shit is crazy.
Confirm.
Yeah, we're doing the Staff Ghosts. You're fucking welcome.
We're not. We're not.
I will show you the meaning of hell.
Because I don't. I
We
don't
are
feel like
actually
sitting there
doing the
watching you
Staff
fail for 6 hours.
Okay, then I'll do very hard mode, just to show you that I got it. I got this shit on lock. The last game I played was Half Minute Hero Super Mega Deo Climax Ultimate Boy. That game is interesting.
Sounds like it.
I
Sounds
like
like
it.
the new
Yeah.
Dead Rising. Not 3. Oh God.
It's an RPG. It's an RPG where every level you have 30 seconds to save the world. And the way that the game works is that you grind, you go do missions, And then when your time is about to run out, you go to a town, activate a statue to turn back time so that you still have 30 seconds left. But if you fail at any time, you have to start the
Yeah.
level over. Not too bad. But but everything runs on a timer. So walking around, getting into fights, even the boss fight takes 30 seconds. Except for talking to NPCs or being in towns, that doesn't take time. And the more you pray to the statue to turn back time, the more costly it gets because the goddess is greedy and likes money. She literally says that, by the way. But the game is just great fun.
Okay.
It's worth a shot
I
if
have
you want to play
access to your
it.
account.
I'd give it a whirl.
Moving on to more
But yeah,
games.
that's all the games I played.
Humble Bundle Iceberg Interactive Weekly Bundle is out now. You have... Yes. You have...
What a mouthful.
From
What a mouthful.
today that this video is going up, you have the rest of Wednesday and part of Thursday. It goes offline, I believe, no, not 12. Like 1 p.m. CST, and it switches every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's gonna be a new bundle probably
Right.
this Tuesday. There wasn't one this week, I believe.
The humble Sega bundle just ended. Like,
Yeah,
a
it
couple
usually
days ago,
switches
and
on
they
Tuesday.
still haven't switched over. So
But for the Iceberg, I keep wanting to say Icicle for some reason. Iceberg Interactive Bundle, you get Nuclear Dawn, Lost Crown. Hold on, I don't have it open right now.
Nuclear Dawn is like, it's basically natural selection where it's team versus team, but you have a general who builds structures and drops health for the player soldiers on the ground. It's an interesting concept for a game, but
you get Nuclear
natural
Dawn,
selection does
Lost
it better.
Crown, Star Ruler, and Blades of Time. Blades of Time I was mostly interested in because I have X Blades, and Blades of Time is supposed to be like vaguely similar to it, so I wanted to try that out. And then you get Star Drive, Horizon, and Gas Guzzlers Extreme if you pay more than $3.60 right now. And then for $25, you can get Starpoint and Gemini 2. Gemini 2. Shush. Shut
Gemini.
up.
Genemi.
No.
Are you also the same kind of guy who says
It
cinnamon?
says cinnamon.
Good.
Oh, by the way, I bought the bundle, so what do
Good.
you want from it?
Nothing.
No, I got it because I
Thank
wanted
you,
Blades of
Santa.
Time. I was like, I'm just going to get the entire thing. You want it?
I'd play Nuclear Dawn with you.
Oh, well, I'll just
No, I
add
haven't.
all my games to my list.
I'll play it with you.
On my Steam.
Yay.
Oh, I have to connect. Fuck.
Congratulations. There's also the
Yeah,
Humble
but I
Bundle
don't care about
Books
the book
bundle. Which
I don't care about the book
it's
bundle.
a bunch of comics actually, so or I can't remember what they're shit.
Fuck.
Graphic novels, that's what they're called. Shit.
Steam's being stupid. Hold on.
But
Gotta sign into
Yay.
Gotta sign into my
Lizard Squad
account
strikes again.
on Outlook because that's where I have my original email on. Yes,
Okay, I guess we
have to
can
post a
move on to the
spreadsheet
next one while
to
you're
do
doing all that.
But the South Park YouTube episode, the one about Let's Players, was recently up in my sickness. I did see like bits and pieces. I do know the PewDiePie makes a cameo. I do know that Cartman starts his own video channel and everyone loves it. And blah 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 blah. But I don't know anything else past that.
All I know is that it's supposed to like satire Let's Play and just commentary stuff. And it's always that weird gray line with South Park stuff where it's like you laugh at the stuff that you usually also make fun of, but the moment that it hits like really close to home, you fucking like actually have to pay attention and learn to laugh at your own your
Yeah.
own hobby stupidity. it's basically like that one episode where they make where they make fun of Christmas, like Christmas songs, and it's literally just 45 seconds of and Christmas only comes once a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
Christmas comes once a year. It's like that kind of thing. That's a great it's great because it satires the shit that we hear all the time and the things that we see all the time. God, I love South Park. I don't watch South Park.
Matt and Trey.
I don't care about
Yeah,
South Park. But the writers of South Park are
they're pretty
awesome.
good. All right, moving
Yeah,
on from
Matt
South
and Trey
Park.
Parker.
Possibly
Yeah.
Marvel and Star Wars characters will be seen in the new Kingdom Hearts game.
Marvel and
Yes,
Star Wars are owned by Disney, so
I
it's
want to see
possible to see
Baymax as a
those.
playable character
Or Disney
or as a summon.
Studios.
Deadpool, yes, a Deadpool
Deadpool
world where
in
you
Kingdom
just hang
Hearts
out in his
would be
bedroom
great.
and play air guitar. That would be amazing. No,
Eating-
no, make 1,000 pancakes
Eating
with
burritos.
Deadpool.
Just have Deadpool. You know what? Just have a poster of Deadpool
No, no,
advertising
not even a poster,
chimichangas,
just,
and I will
just,
immediately buy that game.
Nolan North playing his voice, doing both voices in like a radio transition or something. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Either way, it is a possibility. And you know what? I would buy Kingdom Hearts 3 if a bunch of the Marvel characters I know are in it. I don't know about Star Wars because the
Yeah, I
only
don't care
time
about
I've ever
Star
cared
Wars
about
either.
Star Wars is Battlefront. So by all means, if Marvel's in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'd give it a go,
How?
even though Kingdom Hearts gives me anxiety issues. Okay, so I transitioned from Kingdom Hearts 1 into Kingdom Hearts 2 through a crash course because I soft locked Kingdom Hearts 1.
Just like
I
how
made it
soft
impossible
locked
to
Fallout
advance in
New
Kingdom
Vegas.
Hearts 1 because yes, I soft locked
Yes.
Okay, so you know in the jungle section in Kingdom Hearts where you beat the final boss and you're supposed to go back up to the tree and you know you're supposed to see the egg and then the egg is gone and then you know the jungle area gets taken over by darkness. The way to get to the top of the tree never showed up for me after beating the boss, so I could never advance in the game.
Fun.
So I just moved on to Kingdom Hearts 2. And let me just say, Kingdom Hearts 2 is insane. Like I went into Kingdom Hearts 2 expecting, you know, the same kind of enjoyable gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 2. I did not expect QuickTime events with fucking flashy action scenes. That gave me anxiety attacks.
Press every button.
It's like, oh god, press the triangle button, go. Press every button to win. Although I do kind of wish I played further in Kingdom Hearts 2, or at least beat it, so I could enjoy that 35-second sequence of fucking dodging and swinging at laser beams, that final boss fight sequence. Like that shit. If I saw that as a kid, I would be like, favorite series ever. But seeing as how I didn't see that until 5 years later,
I'm looking at one of the games from the Humble Bundle.
I know better.
Weekly. Gas Guzzlers Extreme. It looks like a grittier version of
Mhm.
Blur. So, yeah, I'm interested.
Ooh.
Somewhat.
Fantastic.
What?
You know what game I actually really want to get? If it ever comes up in a bundle, I want to get Road Redemption. That's the Road Rage reboot. It's basically a game where you're on a motorcycle and you get weapons and you beat the shit out of the other racers to win, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorite N64 games. I played it on an emulator when I was younger, and it's just a fantastic game. Because you cannot fuck up a formula where you're on a bike and your only goal is to outrace the other members by beating the shit out of them with chains and shit.
Moving
You
on
cannot mess
to
that formula up.
more God of War may be available in the possible future. I've never played a God of War game.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There are going to be some discontinued
Never have I, so moving on.
amiibos. I believe Wii Fit Trainer, Villager, and Marth are all going to be discontinued. And then, possibly the GameCube adapter has been
Oh
discontinued.
boy, because I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like
Mm.
Nintendo has not stated that they're gonna keep selling them, which is a shame. But
Neither do
at the
I.
same
So
time, I don't use GameCube controllers to play Smash.
yes.
Actually, the thing is you've talked about the fight pads
Yeah, yeah.
before.
Don't you have the
The
Luigi
the
one?
Wii fight pads. I have one of those.
Oh. Right.
I have the Peach one. I don't care because it's actually a good controller. But I do not
How is
recommend
it?
using that controller to play Monster Hunter.
Ooh.
The controls are a bit iffy. But the controller feels great. It feels really
Mhm.
light in comparison because it's really cheap plastic and everything, and it doesn't have because a lot of the weight that you feel in a controller is usually from um the rumble rotators that are in that are in like the
Yes.
ankles of the controller. You know where your palms meet the grips. That's where the controllers are. And if you either have if you have a transparent or clear controller, or you just take apart a controller, you have those odd looking rotators. And the thing is that um, based on what happens, they rotate at specific frequencies. And they don't have that in there, so a lot of the weight of those controllers is cut down, so it feels cheaper, but it feels great. Uh, and it's a really good it's a really good replacement for a classic controller. Um, so now I have two classic controllers, and if we
Silent
ever meet
Hills.
up, then we can do Secret of Mana together. So that's great. Silent Hills, shit. I do have PT on my PS4.
I would probably be bored of it.
Maybe one day. I'll pl-
I'm one of those people. I
yeah,
grew up with like
I would
Saw,
play it for
so
Christmas.
like
I
horror
won't.
movies now bore me. It just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You
I
had
don't
a
know.
lucky
I
ass
grew
sister
late
who
into
was like
horror,
all
so
emo and shit.
yeah.
So she wasn't really emo. She just wore a lot
Well,
of
that's a good
black.
way to treat your sister. No, my sister was the same way. My sister actually almost convinced me at age
Yeah.
11 to watch Stay Alive, which is that one game where it's like if you die in the game, you die in real life. So thank God I
Staying
avoided
alive,
that shit.
staying
Because
alive.
apparently that movie was awful. But I would have been
Too bad because we're
traumatized.
killing this podcast because this episode's done. We're out of news.
No.
Finally.
Yeah, go figure. We're done. We're done talking.
Well, people might think
Thank-
that after
thank God.
last
Channel
episodes
over.
of an activity. I blame sickness. How can you
Yeah.
blame the computer?
I blame computer
Nah, fair enough.
because it was
By the
dead
way,
and I couldn't record anything for a while.
because sick is uncontrollable.
Aha,
Anyway,
I win.
we'll see you guys next week. Have a good time.
Later. I get the last word.